Hey everyone, welcome to the August 2nd product group conversation. Thanks so much for joining. I'm Scott Williamson, the Chief Product Officer. Thank you to the folks who've already populated some questions. Jim Riley has the first one. It says he's not here, so I'll voice it over for him. He is referring to a slide from Keith Chung talking about pricing, and Keith is referencing some input from sales about the top programs that could improve up tiering, and he asks what are the two. Keith refers to two there. I'm going to answer for Keith. I don't think he's here yet, but he can confirm. He ran a survey with the sales team asking for sales input on various different approaches we might take to increase the rate of up tiering between premium and ultimate. And I believe that the top two proposed approaches from sales were: one, different price points for non-developer users than for developers, given that they engage with the product differently, and B, an ability to sell mixed tiers. But Keith should confirm. All right, we can move on to Joe, number two.
Yeah, thanks, Scott. So curious what our goals are for either the sheer number or ratio of ultimate versus premium users spread across our entire customer base. If we have one, if we don't, why not? And what those figures should be in subsequent quarters if we're looking at adding more ultimate users over time.
Yeah, we've seen a steady increase in average selling price quarter over quarter, year over year. We've also seen the mix of users on Ultimate shift up, which is part of why average selling price has gone up, all in a very healthy manner. And finance has been modeling in, continued increases to Ultimate. I don't know off the top of my head what the percentage of Ultimate needs to be for us to hit our goals. It's been a pretty steady increase. It hasn't really been anything we've needed to fix, so to speak. It's been quite healthy. So that's probably why we haven't focused a lot on really setting clear targets around that. I think it's sort of built into the financial model, and we've been fairly organically hitting it. So I'm sure we could work with finance to get what the current model implies for the ultimate mix, but I don't have it off the top of my head. We are driving a lot of activities to encourage more ultimate adoption. I'll just list a few. This is not exhaustive, but right now growth is working with Secure. This coming quarter, Mike Karamplis in particular, as a growth PM, is working on some experiments to try to add more prompts and in-app sort of notifications about the value of Secure to try to encourage more up-tiering based on Secure value. We've got a large investment in all the groups that support application security testing, continuing to build that out to try to get to maturity as fast as possible there, since that's the anchor tenant in Ultimate. Each stage has a tiering strategy, so each stage owner, each PM is expected to know, okay, here's what I'm trying to ladder up to in Ultimate, and we'll build towards that. So be intentional about how to add value in Ultimate. And Keith, in pricing, this is related to the topic number one, is working on a project to help sales encourage more premium to Ultimate up tiering. So stay tuned for details on that. And Anoop.
Yeah, thanks, Joe, for asking that question. So in addition to just thinking about Ultimate users, we're also working on another offering to increase the ASP as a whole. Now, this is a public stream, so I've just listed the example in the document, but we can connect later on that as well. I don't think this will have any material impact for this fiscal, but I think it will for the next fiscal.
Cool. Any other questions on that one, Joe?
No, it just would be, I guess when you all connect with finance, it would be good to understand what the rough breakdown is of number of Ultimate, number of premium users.
Cool.
And I've got the next one there, was just hoping you all could talk through the developer versus non-developer use case that has gotten quite a bit of feedback on the open issue, and wondering how sales can help.
Yeah, Keith articulated the next steps on that slide that I linked there. So we've done a few things. He's going to draft a proposal here as a next step. It should be done right around now, and then we'll execute it on an experiment in Q3. So stay tuned for that. If you haven't already talked to Keith about it, please let him know that you have a special interest in it, and he's happy to talk.
Okay,
Keith,
will do. Thanks for that.
Cool. All right, Tim has the next one.
Yeah, if you so there's been work on a tool called What is Nusense that shows off GitLab's capabilities over time. And if you look at those features over time, there's certain categories that or stages within that of our product that have heavy investment in Ultimate versus Core versus Premium. Are there any percentages that PMs are aiming towards for a given stage to kind of project? You had mentioned that PMs are challenged to think through, all right, how are you investing in Core, Premium, and Ultimate? Are there percentages that they're aiming for?
No, it's a bit, each stage is a little different. For example, Create is the one that customers land on. It's sort of the core product offering. A lot of that's going to remain in free. So they're going to have a big base there. And I guess the bottom line is we want the mix to shift up for every stage, with the exception of Secure, which is already super heavy. In Ultimate, they actually probably want to shift it down to have something to ladder up to. So, but with the exception of Secure, I think the goal is to increase the amount of value on the whole that we have in Premium and Ultimate, and be intentional about it, not accidental. But to say there's a specific set of percentages, I don't think that'll work, just given the nature of the different stages. Some of them lend themselves very much to doing a lot in free, and others lend themselves more to things that add value to teams and organizations.
So maybe more stage specific
Yeah.
goals that they might have in mind. That makes sense. But to date, we don't have any stage specific goals of how much investment we're hoping to put in first.
No, we haven't sort of quantified it like that. We, like I've mentioned, we do have tiering strategies. And so when you look at what's next for any given stage, you can get a feel for how much energy they're putting behind the things that will end up in one of those paid tiers versus Core. But we haven't attempted to quantify that.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Tim. Other questions? Give it a minute. All right.